Hello and welcome to Vegan Cafe 21. Today we are planning for a hiking trip and I've decided to make power-packed nutty clusters. They'll not only provide us nourishment, also sustain us throughout the day on the trail. So let's walk through the ingredients. We will use 1 cup of dried coconut slices, a cup of pecan halves. These are raw pecan halves, 1 cup of slivered raw almonds, a cup of raw pumpkin seeds, and 2 tablespoons of flax seeds. To add flavor, we will use a 1/4 teaspoon of pink salt, a 1/4 teaspoon of red chili powder. This is the hot red chili powder. If you want to use a milder version of it, feel free to do so. 1 teaspoon of cinnamon powder. And to bring sweetness to our nut mixture, we will use 1 cup of organic maple syrup. All right, so let's get started. On the stovetop, I have started heating a small pan to which I'm going to start bringing our nuts one by one. So we'll start with coconuts first. Make sure the heat is on low because we don't want them to change too much color too soon. All right, so it's been about 3.5 minutes and our coconut looks nicely done. Okay, moving on to our pecans. Same drill, keep the heat low and keep moving them around till they are nicely toasted. So it's been 3 minutes since we started toasting our pecans and they look ready. So empty out our pecans, let them hang out next to the coconut. We are going to clean out the bottom of our pan, just dust it off with a paper towel. Here we go. Clean pan ready for our slivered almonds. Patience goes a long way when toasting nuts. You really don't want to speed through this process. So it's been 3 minutes for our almonds and now we are going to take them out. Ready for our pumpkin seeds. Okay, 3 minutes later our pumpkin seeds are ready for us. So now I'm going to turn the heat off and take these out next to the rest of the crew and bring in our flax seed. Now the pan is hot enough, that's why I turned the heat off. I'm just going to let these flax seeds hang out in this hot pan just for about 1.5 minutes. And our flax seeds join the party as well. Now we bring our big skillet on the stovetop, turn the heat on, keep it on medium, and to the skillet we are going to add a cup of our maple syrup. It helps if you grease the inside of your cup with some kind of fragrance-free oil. I used coconut oil just to give it a light coat. It makes it easier to release any kind of sweet syrup. To our maple syrup, we're going to add our salt, red chili powder, and our cinnamon. Give it all a stir. And once the syrup starts to bubble a little bit, we will add all of our nuts to the skillet. So our syrup is bubbling. So let's add all of our nuts to the skillet and give everything a toss. Now we can increase the heat to between medium and high and keep mixing them, putting all of our nuts and seeds in this fragrant, flavorful maple syrup. As you can see, it's bubbling away very quickly and becoming thicker by the second. So when you get to that point, you turn the heat off. I'll give it another 5 seconds or so. You only have about a tablespoon of thick syrup coating the bottom of the skillet, so we're just fine. It's going to thicken up as it cools down, so turn the heat off and keep moving it. So it has been about 3 minutes since we turned our heat off, and look how quickly it absorbed all of that syrup that was at the bottom of the skillet. However, if you feel like there's still excess syrup that you feel it's not absorbing, you can turn the heat back on and give it another 45 seconds while you keep moving the nuts in the syrup. But for us, it looks pretty good. So I'm going to start scooping these, rather spooning these onto a parchment lined plate to create clusters of the desired size, like this. Just free form. Take a spoonful and drop them onto your plate like this. Now this is one of the ways to do it. I personally, for the ease of the process, like to do this. I take the skillet, bring it onto a parchment lined baking tray, and just drop the mixture like this. Spread it around in a single layer so it cools completely and quickly. There you have it, nutty clusters done 2 different ways. Free form like this, or in the form of clusters. Now, once they cool down completely, we will place them in the bags and head out for the trail. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon with more vegan favorites.